from Brian Moynihan at Bank of America. I mean, Brian talked about how healthy the consumer is right now. Their balance sheets are pristine. Their bank balances have never been higher. They are higher now than they were before the pandemic. People are spending more, and their late fee metrics are down.
Wow!
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
And it is a lie. Hi, I'm Phil Grady, philsgang.com. You know, again, that is just another bold-faced lie. You know, it's amazing. What people don't realize is we're not going to be saved. No, the Federal Reserve is not going to come in and save us. Remember what happened in 2008. The Fed came in and saved us. They printed globs of money. From 2008 to 2022, $133 trillion to save us. Now, every time the market would pull back, they'd come back in and save us. Keep printing more money to buy more treasuries, get those interest rates low. And in the meantime, the tech stocks, because of low rates, were going straight up. And the big hedge funds, the big boys were making a fortune. And that all started the inflation, which is now killing the folks. But during that time, all this inflation is now killing you, the folks, we the people. The rich got richer, and now everybody else got poorer. I mean, it's amazing to keep hearing how good the consumer is doing. That's a bold-faced lie. The consumer can't do well when Powell keeps on raising interest rates, because it continues to bring pain to everyday households and to small businesses. I mean, people who are making even $100,000 or less a year are having a difficult time. But those who are making the average, 72% of our workers, of our workforce, make less than $40,000 a year. Less than $40,000 a year. This is killing them. So again, I get so sick of hearing how good the consumer is. Just like I get sick of hearing how great the stock market is. That's a lie. These people are nuts. Think about this inflation. It's at a 4-decade high. For one good reason, spending. Look what Biden's done. In the 22 months he's been in office, he spent $7 trillion. $7 trillion. It didn't help Main Street. Most of it went to all his green initiatives, all that stuff. Yeah, the green initiatives. And the rest of it, a lot of it went to, just like when he and Obama were together, to expand the welfare state. Went towards benefits and these crazy programs. That's why people don't go and work. I mean, to say that the consumer is doing well is just a joke. The Fed's aggressive effort of 75 basis points a time, what are you, nuts? That's not aggressive. All that does is keep adding fire to the inflation fuel. Or fuel to the inflation fire, excuse me. So, and that kills the standard of living. The guy on the street, the major, he's getting slaughtered with this inflation. There's no help for him because they don't want to help him. Powell doesn't want to help him. He can't because he's controlled by the owners. And the owners can only care about themselves. And they've been making a fortune in inflation. Powell keeps putting us into a recession that's deeper and deeper. Powell's stupidity is unbelievable. His stupidity brought us to a point that wages are not keeping up with inflation, causing our standard of living to go to hell. This could all have been avoided if he did what was right for we the people. If the Fed did for what was right in 2018. But they didn't. Remember, in 2018 or 2008, when they started this whole scam of rallying the market by keeping interest rates at zero, You and I pay for that. That's what we're paying for now, is those rallies. I tell you about that all the time. So what he has done is, when in 2008, there was only $800 billion in bonds on his balance sheet. That's all. He went out and purchased. I think that was an accumulation over 30 years of the Fed purchasing bonds to keep interest rates low. Over 30 years, he accumulated $800 billion in bonds. We're at $9 trillion. In 2018, the smart money was begging him, look, you got to get this balance sheet down. Cut it at least in half. Get half of those bonds off your balance sheet, because if something goes wrong, you haven't got any room to bail us out, like you did in 2008, that crash. Like you did in 2018, that crash. 2020. Now here we are in the crash, this last crash, 2022. He can't bail us out. He has no room. He has no room. So now what are they talking about? They're talking about, well, if he has no room, now Aunt B, who's another nincompoop, these educated nincompoops. The problem with all these educated people, they're so smart, they're stupid. They have no common sense. Now they're talking about, well, why don't we just do this? Why don't we go and print money, the Treasury, which she's ahead of, and we'll go and buy all those $9 trillion in bonds off the balance sheet, and then they can go and do more QE. Are you kidding? That's like when the banks got up to their throat with subprime loans. What did we do? The Fed went and took and shifted all those loans off the bank's balance sheet and shifted it where? To the Fed. And who pays for that? You and I. And that's what you're feeling today. See, people don't realize when they took all those bad loans, the subprime loans that nobody was paying, and it was on the Fed's balance sheet, okay, or on the bank's balance sheet, they went in and took all those bad loans off the banks so they wouldn't go broke. And they shifted to the Fed and put them in the cellar, and you and I now are paying for that. See, nobody understands any of this. And that's why the market is not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And the reason why in 2018, even though the smart money was telling Powell, get that $9 trillion down in half, so if there's a crash and the economy's really bad and we're in a terrible recession, you've got to have a way to bail us out. Well, greed took over. No, they wanted to they didn't want to do that. Are you kidding me? Why would they do that? They wanted to keep this punch bowl going. The very, very wealthy, the top 1% and 100%, they were making a fortune with inflation. They were making a fortune not only in the stocks. Remember, inflation pushed the stock market up. Inflation pushed up all their assets, their farmland and their timberland and their gold mines and everything else. They said the hell with Main Street. Greed took over. So that's why we're in this position today. They got wealthier at our expense. And Main Street has no way out of this. So what do? I'll tell you when we get back. Gang, Phil's gang. Please help us, dude.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
And at night when the cold wind blows, no one cares, nobody knows.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, anytime you want to know what the market, what it's going to do, you have that question in your head. I wonder what the market's going to do. I wonder what it's going to do. Well, I'll give you that answer. It doesn't cost you a penny. Just go to my YouTube channel, philsgang.com YouTube channel. And every day I put up an alert. If you subscribe to it, you get the alert. And check it out. And it tells you what the market's going to do. And you'll see I'm very rarely wrong. been in this business for 55 years, for heaven's sakes. I'm very rarely wrong. I've been through a lot of these. So, again, just go to my YouTube channel. I don't charge you for it. At least it'll tell you in the morning what you can expect in the market so you can protect yourself instead of listening to these dopes on these fake business news network. Their loyalty is not to you, the viewer. It's to their advertiser. They got to help their advertiser out, make you feel good. I mean, that's their job. Make you feel good. So you go buy. So the two things that really drive me nuts is when I hear again this garbage.
And let's talk about the consumer, what we heard from Brian Moynihan at Bank of America. I mean, Brian talked about how healthy the consumer is right.
Well, what's Brian going to say? Boy, the consumer sucks. Are you kidding me? He wants people borrowing money. And then when they say the consumer has all this money, it's not his money. The consumer has that money because of all the programs that Biden keeps on doing. This guy went crazy. $7 trillion in 22 months. Most of that money, just like when Obama and Biden were president and vice president, all went to social programs or green programs. And then so people have those programs and they have that money. They didn't earn it. It wasn't going and having a good job. My God, they're spending money that's coming from a program that you and I are paying for, and they spend it. And then most of them don't go to work. What are you, nuts? It's crazy. You wonder why we're in trouble? And again, when you keep spending, that causes the recession. And people say, oh, I got all this money. And it wasn't, they got another check in the mail. It's crazy. And then when I hear this.
Is right now the time to buy the dip? I mean, the S&P down about 22% from its high. You're saying the signs all point to it moving to the upside.
I think the answer in short, Frank, is yes.
No, it's a lie. The signs moving to the upside, the red flags are going off. We're going lower. Sure, we're going to get these rallies. We always get these rallies in a bear market. But they say that so you'll feel good. No, the truth is that we're not going to go higher and sustain that rally. We're going to go higher and lose that rally. We've been losing every rally. People don't realize that. Remember, the only rallies we held were from 2008 to 2018. Then we held from 2018, remember, to 2020. Then we held from 2020 to 2022 because they all had one thing in common. QE. Kept printing money to buy treasuries. Keep interest rates low. But now that is over. We've been going down 42 weeks. I told you yesterday, if you take the rally that we had in 2018, we went down about 20%, then rallied. It was after we went down, 4 weeks later, we're taking off again, big rally. Then again in 2020, after the market dropped 21%, I think it was about maybe about 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks, whatever it was, 11 weeks. The market took off again big because they're printing money. Well, it's over. They're not printing money anymore. They can't save us anymore. And that's why, and then they always tell you, well, the only tool we have is to raise rates. Well, that's not helping because every time you raise rates 75 basis points, the guy on the street who's making $50,000, $60,000 a year, combined income, $80,000 combined, they're screwed. Because every time you're raising rate, pal, you're hurting them. Because things are costlier. Chicken, food, everything else is going up in price. You're not helping them. You're hurting them. And the corporations are passing on their cost of materials. Think about this. They took a survey. Corporations, and I'm not talking about all of them, but the ones that are making big profits, and very few are, they take those, they pass the cost on to the consumer. So the stock market, it can't rally and hold anymore. So what has to happen? We need a capitulation.